A few months ago, I told the American people I did not trade arms for hostages. My heart and my best intentions still tell me that's true, but the facts and the evidence tell me it is not.
Not at all a factor, just an employee of the country's real masters. Just like the Bushes, Clinton and Obama, just another talking head telling lies on teleprompters. If you don't believe the theory, then argue with this logic. Why did Reagan and Obama both go after Gaddafi? We invading sovereign soil, going after oil. Taking countries is a hobby paid for by the oil lobby. Same as in Iraq and Afghanistan, and Ahmadinejad say they coming for Iran. They only love the rich and how they load the poor. If I say any more, they might be at my door. Who the fuck is that staring in my window, doing that surveillance on Mr. Michael Render? I'm dropping off the grid before they pump the lead. I leave you with 4 words, I'm glad Reagan dead.
Hi, I'm Casey with ENN News Network. Today we have a presidential special with the current president, the president-elect who is also the current vice president, and the vice president-elect. Hello, I'm Monica Lewinsky, and I'm here with former President Ronald Reagan, President-elect George Bush, and Vice President Dan Clinton. Why did you get involved in the Iran-Contra scandal?
I felt like the Contra were a pretty peaceful group, and I think that they needed help, and I thought it was the right thing to do.
Okay, now moving on to George Bush. How do you feel about deregulation?
Well, I feel like deregulation is really going to help the economy be very beneficial. It should hopefully help open up the economy and open up the businesses to be able to buy more goods and sell more goods, which will help improve the economy so it can flourish as a whole.
Of course. And now to Dan Quayle. How do you think your military experience will help you as vice president?
I feel that with my military experience and with George's military experience, I feel that that will make us more effective.
All right, and moving on to round 2, back to Ronald Reagan. How do you think Americans see you after you were attempted to be assassinated?
I think they like me even more. I mean, they already loved me, obviously. I won in landslides, but now I showed what a tough man I am as I walked right into the hospital. No one saw me fall after, so they don't even know about that. But, I mean, they just know what a tough, great president I am.
Of course they do. And back to George Bush. How does your wife feel about your presidency?
Well, I feel like my wife is very happy with the fact that I am running to be the president, and she feels that it's very important to her due to the fact that I've been interested in politics forever. And, well, now I get to go and have a very important role in politics. Also, I feel that I am going to be a better leader than some people in the past, like Ronald Reagan, due to the fact that I don't get involved in controversial scandals.
And Dan Quayle, were you always a Republican?
Yes, I was always a Republican, and I always intend to be a Republican.
All right, and for the last and final round, round 3, back to Ronald Reagan. How do your 5 children feel about you as president?
They thought I did a great job. I mean, I know I did a great job, but they were really proud of me, and hopefully that they pursue my footsteps and get into politics as well. But I think I set a great example for them.
Great. And George Bush, do you see any of your kids running as president in the long run?
Well, I know that my son is very interested in politics, and he is, well, wanting to get into being a president and looking at all opportunities. So yes, I do see my son as trying to be a president of the United States of America.
And Dan Quayle, do any of your children plan on following in your steps?
Yes, I see my son Ben going into politics. I think he might actually get into Congress.
Well, that's great. And just one last final question. This is more for George Bush and Ronald Reagan. It's a little bit of a controversy. Ronald Reagan, do you think you have an advantage as president since you were a movie actor?
I don't think I have an advantage because they always liked me anyways, but it did help me to it helped me get known beforehand, but once they saw me on TV, they just knew who
Everyone went crazy,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. And George Bush, how do you feel about Reagan being more of a hero and you're just popular?
Well, honestly, I don't feel he's more of a hero, and I don't think the American people feel that way. Even though most people haven't heard about the Contra scandal, it is a very big thing. He went against Congress and stepped right over them and didn't care what they thought and gave the money to the Contras after selling weapons to the Middle Eastern countries, which is completely morally wrong and physically wrong by going away from Congress.
So do you think you have a disadvantage since you weren't a movie actor like
No.
Ronald Reagan?
I do not think I have a disadvantage. He lied to the American people and stepped right over Congress in a controversial action. You should never go against Congress or the American people that you are here to serve for.
Well, anyways, Monica, have you seen Bill lately?
Oh, he's doing great. Thanks for asking.
No problem.
Okay.
And that concludes our session. We will be right back.
Thank you, Monica, for that very informative information. Now let's take a look back at the State of the Union address from 1982, where President Reagan promised to work with Congress
Also
effectively.
pessimistic predictions about the relationship between our administration and this Congress. It was said we could never work together. Well, those predictions were wrong. The record is clear, and I believe that history will remember this as an era of American renewal, remember this administration as an administration of change, and remember this Congress as a Congress of destiny.
I'm just getting word that the President and Vice President want to ask Monica a few questions.
CNN, and I know that you're right now married to a nice man named Nicholas, but why have there been pictures shown up on TMZ with you and Bill, the other man who is married to somebody that we don't know?
Well, can I not have friends? I mean, we're just friends.
Is that friends with benefits, or is there anything
Is
more
that any
to
of
it?
your business?
Well, as the president, I feel that my business is to make sure that the American people are informed by a very smart and honest person.
Also,
I am-
look what you're wearing.
Oh, excuse me, but I am dressed very properly, okay? Bill likes this, actually. Hi, Bill.
Well, I guess that was something no one expected to hear. We will be back after